tonight. Hey, hey, hey. It's Dr. Dawn. Welcome to another episode of Mystical Monday. I will be your intuitive guide tonight. I will be sharing with you information that is given to me from Spirit to share to the collective as we all navigate on our journey here on earth towards ascension. Before we get started, let's get our comfortable space, be it on the floor, laying down, sitting in a chair, or on the sofa, whatever is comfortable for you, so that we can get to our peaceful place of alignment and centeredness and start to open ourselves up to all of the divine information that will be shared here tonight. Okay, let's close our eyes and let's get connected. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Another deep breath in. Exhale out. One more breath in. Exhale out. Hold it right here and allow your body to feel into the vibration. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaws, relax your arms and hands, and listen to your breath. Right now, we have a bright light circling all around us. That light is being shared with us from the divine to increase our awareness, remove all vibrational energies that are not in alignment with our highest good, and to give us strength and insight into our current places on our journey. Allow this light to circle all around you as you sit in the middle, feeling the frequency and the energy. Continue to breathe in and out. As this light continues to surround you and penetrate your energy field, you'll feel the need to let out a deep breath. Let it out whenever needed. Exhaling all of the lower vibrational energy that is being held within you. Moving energy around. Opening the gateway to love and light. As the light that encircles you continues to surround you and shine brighter and brighter, look into that light and say the phrase, I am. And listen for the response that your higher self reminds you of. I am. As the light around you continues to shine, there's a light pouring down into you from the top of your head all the way through your body down to your feet. Feel this energy from the divine, downloading love, light, energy, healing, awakening, and awareness. Feel the presence of all of the energy above and around you. As we allow this energy to slowly start to fade away, keeping in our hearts and minds all of the divine energy that we just received. Allow the light around you and above you to begin to fade away. Exhale. Release it all out. As we take small breaths, I will count to 3, and on 3 we will open our eyes. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. Sending all of you lots of love and divine energy. Feel the energy. There we are. Now we're ready. Yay, we need that, right? It's been sometimes a long, hard day full of energy, personalities, situations, creations, all kinds of things. So we release and push all of that energy, literally push it all out of your energy field right now so that you're an open vessel. Okay? Feel lighter. Okay. Whew. All right, you guys, as I said in the beginning, I am Dr. Dawn, and tonight we're going to go on a little bit of a journey as it relates to our current status and some things we need to know. Okay? All right, so I want to start by talking to you guys a little bit about the Watchers. Now, I know that you guys are familiar with the term Watcher because it's used in Christianity and in religion in general to refer to the beings, the angels that are on the earth or assigned to earth to watch over humans. Now we know the whole story as it relates to Christianity, of how like they were sent to watch the earth. However, they fell in love or had some sexual interactions with humans, created these beings that were not like supposedly ordained by God. Well, you know the whole story as it relates to Christianity, okay? And then the watchers were considered fallen angels. Okay. I want you to take that concept of watcher. Okay. I don't want you to throw it away or like move it too far to the side. I wanted to make clear of that reference because that's usually what we think of when we say watcher, but I'm going to use watcher in a different type of context. I'm going to use the word watcher to refer to non-physical beings that are constantly watching and assisting and guiding us, okay? Specifically, earthly human beings watching over us in particular. And so I'm going to use the term watcher to refer to extraterrestrials, angels, non-physical beings, just beings that are beyond the veil. Okay. So we're constantly being watched. And I want you guys to know, because we're very familiar with angels. So I usually try to stick with the term angel, but I'm going to throw the term spirit guide in there also, because we're also now becoming more aware and desensitized to the term spirit guide. So as we are on this earthly journey, we're always watched. I always tell you guys, you're always being watched. You're being watched because this, everything that's happening to us right now is kind of sort of considered an experiment, so to speak, to kind of see how we're going to come out in the end with how this all turns out. So we are at a point in our evolution where we are trying to ascend to a higher frequency so that we can be where, if not compatible or higher than the frequencies of other dimensions and planets, okay? And so because of that, we're requiring assistance from beings from other planets to kind of help us navigate through this, because they've kind of been through it before already. And so because of this, these watchers are helping us go through the ascension process. Now, according to Wikipedia, the term watcher is defined as those who are awake, okay? All right, so if these beings are awakened, as they should be, because they're higher vibrational than we are, then it would be rightfully so, according to Wikipedia, that as we all awaken, we would become kind of watchers, not so much of other planets, but of each other in terms of everybody's evolution, okay? If that's the definition, the awakened ones, or when you're awakened. So as we're doing this on the planet, there are more of us awakened now than ever on the planet Earth. And so because of this, we are creating this kind of forming of light around the planet that is causing all of us to align with the rest of the universe, okay? So picture Earth, picture this light that's going around Earth that's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And so because of the brightness of this light, it is now kind of attracting and magnifying and communicating with other planets in the universe. We're more tapped in now than we've ever been. And so because this is happening and Earth is at a higher vibrational light force, it's allowing us to like consciously create things in our multidimensional realm. So let me pull that back a little bit, because I started out by saying you guys are being watched. And now I'm moving to the fact that because we are creating, more of us are awakened, and we're creating this light force that is allowing us to be able to create more of a multi-dimensional realm. What does that mean? It means we're creating, you guys, a new Earth. Okay, so our goal is not to be like the other planets, just like them. The goal is to see how we're going to evolve that will be in a way that is probably different from them. because we're wired a little different than them from the beginning. So, like right now, our brains and our nervous systems are being realigned. I go through this all the time with you guys in terms of like ascension symptoms and things that you may be experiencing. I'm always sharing this with you guys here and there, kind of what to expect and what you should be going through right now based on the cycles of the moon and the downloads and the energy and the frequency that's happening. I'm sharing this with you guys because the alignment of our brain and our nervous systems is crucial. We are made up of our brain and our nervous system. That's what is the foundation for allowing us to function. And so because we're going through like this kind of realignment in those areas, it's causing some things to kind of happen with us as it relates to our imprints in our soul, and as it relates to our current functioning and being in our day-to-day lives. So let's backtrack and let me clarify what I mean by our brain and nervous system being realigned and how it's affecting us. So I know from my experience with the realignment that is happening, I am experiencing a lot of glitches. And when I say glitches, my thoughts and my remembrance and my focus is shifting constantly. And it's also, this realignment is also affecting my physical capabilities, like being a little bit more off balance, being a little more jittery in terms of my nervous system, experiencing more what are considered like, they're not spasms because they don't hurt, but muscle twitches, getting a lot of those as well that's happening because of the realignment. So with my brain, when I said you guys is shifting and there's glitches, you guys, I am traveling. I am not just astral projecting when I'm sleeping, but in my awakened state, I'm kind of moving across dimensions and thoughts like simultaneously and at any given moment. So I struggled to put this video together because my thoughts were kind of all over the place in terms of what to cover today because of the downloads I was receiving and how part of me is interpreting them one way, but then the other part of me is going back kind of in time to things that have happened in the past and how this interpretation could be looked at from a past point of view then versus a present point of view. Like the glitches are happening. And I know it's because of the realignment that's happening in my brain and my spinal cord. And so you say, but wait, the brain and the spinal cord are the human part of you, Dawn, not the spiritual part of you, right? So the spirit, it shouldn't be affecting the spiritual part of you. You know, the spiritual part of you is connected to your soul and your higher self. It knows the information. It can kind of, you know, navigate on through without any problem. But here's the thing. Remember, you guys, even though our spirit selves know the truth, know how to interpret information and receive divine information, this human part, we usually have to push it to the side because it contains our ego and our lower vibrational side so that it doesn't interfere with the information that's coming through. But if we got stuff going on with this human side, with our brain and our spinal cord, muscle twitches, memory losses, unsteadiness, like how difficult or how much more effort is needed to interpret this spiritual information, you see, because now you're literally having to deal with two things at the same time because of this realignment that's taking place. So when I tell you guys, meditation is paramount at this time, it is very paramount because I usually meditate maybe twice a day, maybe. I'm doing it a lot more now. And I don't mean like formally, like listening to music like we did in the beginning. I'm literally having to sit still in silence a lot more because I'm having to get myself to a place of balance because the realignment is causing things to just be off. So I'm sharing this with you guys because how this offness with the realignment of the brain and the spinal cord may manifest itself in your world is you having conversations, losing track of kind of what you're saying mid-sentence, or you are in the process of doing something, and in the middle of doing something, you get a vision of something that has nothing to do with what you're working on at that moment. Or you could, out of the blue, start to feel like a twitch, a muscle twitch, um, probably in your legs, more so than anywhere else, but your legs, lower back, um, and just won't stop. You literally may have to reposition yourself just to get it to stop. And it could happen at any moment, at awkward times. You can be in the middle of a meeting, you could be driving, you could be wherever. It just comes out of nowhere. And so the watchers, let's get back to the watchers, they're watching us during this period of realignment of our brain and spinal cords, because they're going, let's see how this is affecting them. Because look, if it's affecting us in a way that is counterproductive, these downloads will come a little differently. These frequency upgrades will come a little differently. They're trying to do these upgrades in a way where it is not harmful or prohibitive of our evolution and our advancement. So they're watching to see how we're responding to these upgrades. Now, because we're getting upgrades, how do we get upgrades? Portals must open. Energy portals have to open that are all over the planet. We have portals situated everywhere on the planet, okay? A lot of you are familiar with the portals that are in Egypt. We got a lot of portals there, but they're everywhere. They're positioned all throughout the planet so that when these upgrades come, they're coming through the portals. And so we recently had, well, no, I'm jumping the gun, not yet. We're getting ready to experience, I want to say a massive opening of portals, which is how I interpreted it. It's multiple, just know that. Because we're getting ready to have these, our watchers, guides, angels, whatever you want to refer to them as, the beings assigned to this planet are watching to and taking notes, so to speak, to say, I don't know, they look to be doing okay with this, but maybe when it comes to that, there's still some difficulty. Maybe when we do the upgrades, do it this way or consider that way. So they're kind of navigating this because look, this is the first time Earth has done this. So they don't know how we're going to respond to the upgrades that are coming our way. So nothing is ever meant to harm you, never ever meant to harm you, only to push you to your divine place of being, okay? Remember, we all have imprints. Most of us have been here multiple incarnations, so our souls have imprints. And because of these imprints, because we're increasing in awareness and we're increasing in frequency, our imprints in our soul are forming a network. You get that? Literally a network, kind of like I told you guys, it's kind of like we're computers, and our computers are forming a computerized network that will shift the consciousness of this earth. So we are part of, remember, we always say we're in the matrix, we're in the game, right? But then there's a game going on within the game. So we're in the game and our imprints are forming this network. Let's just picture it as digitized network frequencies that are now shifting the consciousness of the earth, and it's helping in our upgrades and our ascension, okay? We're being more realigned to the truth, okay? And we know that because all of us are starting to get a lot of, like we talked about before, synchronistic things that are happening. Our thoughts are becoming reality. We're starting to see that there's more to this life and this planet than we ever imagined. And we are now open to experiencing things that are beyond our physical reality. Earth now has a vibrational light force that is allowing us to consciously create in this realm and other multidimensional realms. So we're now tapping into realms outside of just this earthly plane. Okay, so the watchers are watching us do all of this. Okay, all right, let's keep going. So as we start to realign our brain and our central nervous system, because that's what makes us humans, and we're starting to get these things realigned, because remember, we're trying to move towards being light beings, beings of light, literally, not as dense as we are now in these human bodies. We're going there, but we're slowly evolving, but that's okay, because the shift has to be slow. All right. It has to be slow because we have to experience slow upward movement. If it's not slow and upward, it would mess up the entire experience. Okay. Oddly enough, all of these changes that we're going through and things that are happening and things we're starting to understand and realize is all part of the game. I mean, we're supposed to start realizing it. So you can't realize it all at once. You have to realize it at a slow pace of being. Okay. No rush, no hurry. It's just a part of the evolution. So now, as we're going through our slow experience of evolution, we're now focusing on what's inside of us. We're going within us and we're expanding. Now, look at how this push in terms of realigning our brain and nervous system is going to cause us to have to sit still in silence more. Okay, I told you I'm starting to do it. You guys are going to realize you're going to have to start doing it too, because you're going to start getting episodes where the dizziness is going to be a little more regular, and the feeling of the little muscle twitches are going to be a little more regular, and the confusion in your thoughts is going to be a little more regular, and the shifting of your realities. You're sitting here, but you're seeing yourself there. Like all of that is going to start to become a little more frequent. And so because of that, you're going to have to go, oh, wait a minute. Let me sit down for a second. Let me sit down. I have to do that quite often. You're going to find yourself sitting with yourself more, thinking more, going within more, realizing more within you, all part of the plan. You see how that works? We always look at things as like good or bad, or like, why is this happening? Like it's disruptive, but there's always a method to the madness. There's always a purpose and a reason for what is happening in your life. So all of this shifting that's happening, all of these things that we are experiencing and causing us to feel uncomfortable are part of the whole plan to assist you and push you to go within. All right, to go within and start expanding your inner self. Boop, 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 boop. See those portals back there? All of those chakra portals getting you to open up and expand within yourself. Now, the portals I mentioned to you guys in the beginning, they are opening soon. All right. So you need to set an intention right now. When these portals open and the floodgates come in and we start getting upgrades, the portals are opening because we are now going to be given the opportunity to participate in a simulation. All right, let me tell you about the simulation. So I told you guys that there's a matrix within the matrix. So we know that the goal as a planet is to evolve to the fifth dimension, right? And so remember, we talked about how it doesn't mean you actually physically go away to a fifth dimension and you leave this planet. No, you're going to be right here experiencing the fifth dimension from this earthly plane. So what is happening now, or what will happen more when these portals open, we're going to be given the opportunity to participate in a simulation, like a pretend trial of what the fifth dimension would be like if you were to ascend now. What you would experience, what you would see, what it would be like, how you would respond to it physically, just all of that is going to be open and available as the portals open. Okay. When you set the intention and say, hey, I want to be a part of this, I want to experiment, I want to see what the fifth dimension is like, and you set that intention, that's all you got to do. And the higher realms will take care of the rest. So like, I think I inadvertently started a simulation because I have been traveling across dimensions and portals now for like a couple of months now, going in and out and experiencing things and coming out, but not to the full magnitude. Because let me tell you guys what happened. I recently traveled, what I feel was a travel to the fifth dimension. I went through a portal which was similar to a slide. You know how you go to a slide and you slide down a slide. No, this was an ongoing slide. It was a huge slide that just kept going and going and going. And I realized it was a portal. It was taking me from this dimension to another dimension, okay, which I believe was the fifth. So I was on this slide traveling till I arrived at the fifth dimension. When I got to the fifth dimension, I saw my mother, I saw some other beings, I saw just a lot of stuff going on. I was communicating, I was having a good time. I actually was attending an award ceremony of some sort. I'm not sure what the award was about, but my mother stepped outside the ceremony to talk to me. We had a good conversation. I came back. Now, when I came back, you guys, I was short of breath. This is the middle of the night. I came back about 3:30, 4 a.m. I had to go outside and get some natural air because I was having a hard time breathing. I was like, oh my God, what in the world? Like, what happened? Well, you guys, you got to realize when you're shifting, and this is part of this simulation, you're going to see kind of physically how your body withstands the movement between dimensions. And so that experience made me realize, ooh, I'm not in the good enough shape or as good as shape as I thought I was to travel cross dimensions. Because you got to realize this is energy. This is energy allowing you to move through and from and back and forth in these dimensions. Now, a lot of us are doing a little bit in our waking state, like little thoughts here and there, but physically traveling, and don't get it too confused with astral traveling. Like we're doing some different stuff right now as it relates to moving across dimensions. And so this particular simulation, which I believe I was in, required me to use like a lot of my physical well-being. And so I told you guys before, my physical body, I didn't mean well-being. I told you guys before, you don't have to be a vegetarian to be spiritual. You don't. But the density in your body becomes lighter in the absence of meats because of the toxicness that they carry when we ingest them. Okay. And so as I kind of was catching my breath and doing this, I knew that was one thing that was making me feel fatigued, tired, was because prior to this happening to me, I had eaten what I consider a pretty large amount of meat prior to. And so that was one thing. The other thing I think that caused me to feel like this disruption was I did not consume a lot of water as I usually do. I kind of pulled back because I was like, oh my God, I'm tired of going to the bathroom. I'm tired of peeing. So I had kind of cut back at those couple of days on my water consumption. So I didn't feel, let me tell you guys, water is key to your traveling because you are water. You are made up primarily of water. So the more water that is in you, the more free flowing you are in your travels. And so I knew that my water consumption wasn't like it always should have been. So that kind of, I think, hindered me a little bit in terms of my performance and my after effects of this travel. So I was taking notes of like what I was feeling afterwards. I was allowing my higher self to speak to me and my guides to show me, things that I needed to maybe look into, to get my body, ready to be able to, like, this movement, this shifting that's going to be happening. If you want to be in the simulation and see what it's going to be like and see where you are now, then like I said before, by all means, state that intention. Just say it. Say, I want to be part of the simulation to 5D, and your the higher realms will start directing you. You'll start getting all kinds of guidance in terms of things that will assist you in being able to not just do it, but to like physically be able to like reap and withstand kind of like the travel of it. Okay. So I hope this is making sense to you guys, because we got a lot going on the planet, and I'm trying to update you guys as I become updated. So the information is not like it's been before in my previous lives, where I pretty much get a topic that, I'm given to share with the collective. I cover that. Now it's like information. It's like information is coming like it's the news cycle. Like, okay, we need to get this out now because this is on the horizon. So my downloads now are starting to be more like newscasts, like kind of, okay, this is the information for what's happening now. Share it, get it to them. Here's some things that they should consider and look at. So it's not so much concepts anymore as it is like instruction, direction, information, to help and assist you while you're making decisions, in terms of what's happening right now and what you want to be a part of your experience. Because now you're co-creating your existence and experience here now. There's no one telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're telling yourself and the collective and the universe, this is what I want to do. Help guide me towards doing it. That awareness is now there, that you realize you are the one in the driver's seat. So now it's time to drive. Okay. All right. Woo-wee. Okay. So since more people are awakening, the load is getting a little bit lighter, a little bit, but like there's still a group effort that's needed. Like we still got to all get more on the same page, because this is going to be a domino effect. And so, as I said before, you guys can probably even notice there are entirely more people awakened now than there have been in years past. There's more people awakened now than there was last year or the year before, or just in the last couple of months. I mean, you can just see how it's moving quick. The domino is falling. I'm seeing it on my social media platforms. I told you guys I started at Facebook, then I went to Instagram, then I went to YouTube. Those three platforms are starting to become a little stagnant for me. But look, I moved to TikTok, and that platform is flourishing. It's like the energy is shifting and moving for me in terms of my assignment and my purpose, and where I'm being like guided to go and share and give and speak. And it's moving all across the board. And as I told you, each of my platforms are going to be offering different information, because the energy on each platform is different. The interest on each platform is different. The awareness and frequency on each platform is different. So it used to be, it was just one thing. Everybody was trying to awaken, try to get everybody to realize there's more than what you see. That was what everybody was doing across the board. It's everywhere now. It's all over, because people are in such awareness and demand and curiosity of this whole spiritual evolution thing. So we can see it in our human eyes. The watchers, they see it collectively as it relates to the planet. So everybody is noticing the shift. So congratulations. We are moving forward. Now, when we think about the path to ascension, that fifth dimension that I told you could ask to be a part of the simulation to see what it feels like or see what it's going to be like. The keys to that path are, and I'm struggling with one of these areas. The keys to this path are unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. I got the forgiveness down, y'all. Got that. I can forgive you. I can move forward. I got compassion down. I had compassion before I had anything else. Born with that one. I'm an empath. Got that one. That unconditional love keeps me in a place of having to sit with myself and connect quite often. Let me tell you why. Because as humans, you guys, we have been conditioned to kind of feel as if love is kind of like an action, so to speak, an action word. Like, you give it to me, I'm gonna give it to you. Like we got to kind of exchange it like that, but not in a way where it's considered, I'm going to love you regardless of how you treat me, of how you, you know, act, or how you treat others. Like, we just have been taught to put stipulations on love, so to speak, right? So unconditional love, I think, as a whole, as a collective, as a planet, is probably the one that all of us will have the most difficulty kind of mastering in our ascension, because we still got some stuff to heal before we get to unconditional love. But those three things, unconditional love, forgiveness, and compassion, are what you're working on now to move you on that path to ascension, to the fifth dimension. Those three areas. Now, there are tons of things that fall under those areas, basically, but unconditional love is ultimately what we're all aspiring to get to. I can be there sometimes, you guys. I can be there, but it seems like it depends on the person. Have y'all, I know I hate to say it like that, but it just depends on who it is. I can do unconditional love for some people, but not others. So that ain't right, is it? So I'm still working on that, y'all. I'm working on the unconditional love. So I have no fault in saying that, because I'm in this human body avatar. So as long as I'm in this human body avatar, I'm going to be working on something. But that definitely is one of the big ones for me. So when you ascend or moving towards the fifth dimension, you're going to recognize that your journey and experiences are going to encompass experiences that fall under those areas, because those are the areas that will cause you to be more dense, so to speak, and have a little bit more of a, not difficult, I hate to keep saying difficult, but the shift will be a little bit more effortful, with those things still kind of hanging over you in terms of things that you are trying to work on or master. Okay. I feel like the next incarnation, for most of us who choose to come back, if you choose to come back, I don't think you'll come back to this earth. I mean, I don't think you can, because your awareness is going to be so far beyond where you're going to leave this place that you probably are going to come back in another capacity. I could be wrong now. I didn't get guidance on that. I'm speculating. That's Dawn speculating on that, because I just don't feel as if the cycles are going to be the same as they were. Most people say we don't have to do cycles anymore. Like that's over with. That's done. That ended when we moved into this new ascension. Okay. But we're not actually sure what's coming. We don't know, because hasn't been downloaded or shown to us. And it hasn't been experienced in our history here on Earth. So we kind of don't know. And when I say we, I mean collectively, those of us who are here on the planet, kind of tapping in, connecting, and getting guidance and sharing with the collective. Okay. All right. So since there is, because all of this is happening, you guys, this is a lot happening. And just in this last 30-40 minutes I've been talking to you guys, I've covered a whole lot of stuff, because there's a lot going on. There's a prediction. Okay. So there's a download that came that said that the term peace on earth is going to be more than a term that we use in the next decade. It is predicted that there's going to be peace on earth within the next 10, 15 years. Can you believe peace on earth? 10 to 15 years seem like we got a long way to go before we get to peace on earth, right? But it's predicted that because of the shift and the increase in our frequencies and awareness, and because we're all on the path and we're all radiating light, more light force, and because our imprints are forming this network that is now communicating with other dimensions and other places, that peace on earth is headed our way. Now, I believe that peace on earth is headed our way because we're getting so much like peaceful energy downloaded to us. And so at some point we have no choice but to respond to it. But I think as we get peace on earth, we're also going to start losing pieces of us. Okay. And I mean pieces of us as human beings. We can see that we are now moving towards a more digitized society. We're moving away from social interaction and connection, and we're moving more into communicating digitally. Many have speculated that is because the goal is to make us digital beings, AKA artificial intelligence, right? I don't want to say one way or the other if that will be the end game for us. I'm going to say that as long as I am here on my journey, my goal is to promote human interaction and social connection as much as possible, because I know that's what makes humans unique. Our ability to do that, even though everything that's coming our way is starting to prohibit us from doing that, which is one reason why I'm going to start traveling, with my first stop being Louisville, Kentucky next Saturday for live events. Thank you, Louisville, for selling out. Appreciate that. But I think that's imperative and crucial that we continue to do that human interaction, and we don't get into the totally digitized main kind of thought pattern of being, because we will kind of inadvertently become robots or artificially intelligent if we start to move in that direction. So we kind of have to work together collectively to try to maybe preserve as much of that as we can while we're all here. Um, but time will tell how that's going to move. But just know that because our awareness is here, because these downloads are coming, because we're being more receptive and aware, we're all going to start getting this information. And what is a download? A download is divine guidance given for you to help and assist you in your experience. And so many of years, we've all gotten downloads and we still get them, but our experiences are all different. So our interpretations are usually all different. I think since the frequency is now elevated to a point where we're kind of moving all at a similar frequency, our interpretations will be kind of similar, and we'll kind of all move in the same kind of wave form, hopefully, as a planet. But keep in mind and understand this: the light can't be stopped. Okay. Our planet has been ran by darkness for a long time. And by darkness, I mean lower vibrational energy and beings. They are still there. They cannot not be there, right? Because we're still in duality, where we have our yin and yang. We have, we have our high, low, we have all of that. So we still have lower vibrational energy and beings. It's just that now we are becoming more equipped to deal with and recognize these beings. So their power is not as potent as it used to be on us. Okay. Now, just because I said I am not really looking forward to any type of evolution in terms of us becoming AI, digital, less social, doesn't mean that I'm on the side of the darkness or lower vibrational energies that are trying to keep us at a certain place of being. It means that I am in a place where I want us as a collective to be in a state of peace and well-being and freedom. That's important. Freedom is the key. And so now that you are realizing your strength, most of us are realizing our strength. We are now starting to realize that we came here to do something now. And we are all looking to get into position to do what we came to do, because oddly enough, you may not realize this, but you went through training before you came here to prepare you for this ascension and this change and evolution on this planet. And so now your training and preparation is coming to the forefront, because you're now seeking the knowledge and wisdom that you need to start to create the life you desire. And that life that you desire, I'm almost pretty sure, It involves doing something or being in a way that is complementary and uplifting to the planet. Without a doubt, that's what it is. You couldn't have came here to do anything else, okay? Because that's the time that we're in. And so I want you guys to understand, when I tell you guys on my social media, the goal is for you to have fun. That's what it's always been when you agreed to come here. You said you wanted to come to Earth because Earth is fun. There's fun things to do on Earth. There are fun experiences to have on Earth. So while you're here, you guys, you have to always keep that at the forefront, because that fun is what keeps your frequency constantly moving in a state of flow and upward movement. Okay? It distracts your ego mind or your lower vibrational energies sometimes that are in your energy field from moving or blocking any additional things that are coming or trying to happen in your life. So fun and movement is paramount. Okay? The watchers will try now to assist and make sure that you incorporate a little fun. Now, I use the term watchers only because somebody asked me about that term last week. They said, is a watcher and a spirit guide the same thing? Because they were coming from a place of Christianity and they know the story as it relates to watchers and fallen angels, but they've also heard the spirit guides watch over us during our time here. And so they were confused as to, is this the same thing? Are spirit guides fallen angels? I said, that is a good question. That is a perfect question. And no sooner than that person asked me the question, when I went into meditation, I received downloads in terms of sharing this with you guys as the collective. We're still caught up on titles because that's part of our conditioning. You know, everything has a title because we got to put the meaning with it, with the title of it. And so my guides basically said, if you put a meaning to a watcher as an angel, a fallen angel that is watching over humans or sent to watch over humans, then yeah, it's the same as a spirit guide, because spirit guides are watching over you too. It's all in your perception, you know, because humans, we get caught up in perceptions and perspectives, and it's all about the feelings that you get, okay? And so I've never really held tight to the whole story of watchers, you know, the fallen angels, they're, you know, condemned by God, they're, you know, here to trick us, here to, you know, give us secrets is what most of them did. They told us what was believed to be forbidden information that we weren't supposed to know, according to some of the religious texts. But the guidance we're receiving at this time is to help evolve and elevate us to a higher level of consciousness, which was probably what it was meant to do back then, but just energetically, that energy was not on the planet. And so that concept was not received, accepted, or understood quite well back then, okay? So just know there are beings, higher dimensional beings, that are watching and assisting us during our evolution at this time. I want you guys, if you're watching this live right now at this moment, if you haven't already, you guys have, I don't know if you've even experienced the concept of watchers, but I want you guys to let me know right now if you're familiar with that term and what your beliefs are in terms of that. And if you feel as if you're being watched, not just by a fallen angel, but any being. Do you feel like God Almighty is, the energy of God is watching you and you can feel the presence? I want to know if you guys are feeling the presence of energetic beings that are not of this realm, okay? Non-physical beings that are not of this realm. Are you feeling that right now? That is important, very important, because they're all here on high alert and on high assignment right now. So my hope is that you're feeling, sensing, knowing that at this time. If you're watching this on a replay, same thing, let me know. Please let me know. I want to see collectively, since they say that we're now forming a network because our lights are shining, let's share our information now. That's the crucial part of this journey, sharing information with each other in terms of what we're feeling, seeing, and experiencing. It's like we're in a puzzle down here, and everybody's connecting the pieces and trying to navigate and elevate based on the sharing of this information. The time has come now to where being afraid to share your truth is no longer in alignment. You're going to feel compelled to open up and speak your truth. Okay. So let me hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you guys. All right. So we have talked about the watchers as it relates to what they're doing. We've talked to some keys, the key paths to ascension. Remember, unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion. Do a check on that with yourself. Are you pretty compassionate? Okay. Are you forgiving? Do you demonstrate unconditional love? You don't have to be perfect. If you don't do all that stuff, that's okay. That's what your human body, is here to point out to you, like where you are in this process. But start being more aware now of these feelings as you interact and as you experience people and things on this planet. That's going to be your indicator in terms of how you're moving along the ascension path. All right. Okay. We also talked about the simulation project where there's an allowance once these portals come in for us to be able to do a simulation to see what it's like to be in 5D, to see where we are collectively in terms of being able to handle 5D. If you are interested in that, I feel like I'm doing an infomercial or something, and this is weird. But make your intentions known. You don't have to say it out loud, just think it, or you meditate on it, or when you go to sleep, ask in your dreams, whatever it is that you feel or however you want to do it to make your intentions known, and the higher realms will take care of the rest. You will start undergoing that process. I don't know if I said it exactly, but I think I'm so open to evolution and ascension, I kind of automatically got put in the ascension list or on the simulation list, because look at what I'm doing, right? As my career and as my purpose. So so that's kind of what's happening too right now. Okay. And then remember that the portals will be opening very soon. I don't know exactly when, but we got another round of upgrades coming. So when the portals open, there's an upgrade coming. That's what those are for. They open up to kind of download these new frequencies and this information. So we got some more coming. And so remember, you guys, I explained to you guys, remember the brain and the spinal cord are undergoing realignment. So you're going to be experiencing some of the effects of that. Now, I'm not ever telling you not to seek medical attention if you feel that something is off. But if you seek medical attention and they say, we can't find anything or everything looks good, go to your spiritual place of understanding and know what is happening. Okay. I'm getting very good at discerning for myself when it's something spiritual, and I'm tapped in enough to know that if I have questions, all I have to do is seek spiritual guidance, and I'll get those answers to confirm what I'm thinking or feeling. Okay. But I just want you guys to know, when you start experiencing these things, your brain and your spinal cord are trying to realign to these new frequencies and this new network that we are now becoming or establishing as it relates to our increased amount of light energy and frequency. Okay. So we're doing some things here on this planet. We're doing some things, but remember, you guys, you signed up to come here during this time. This is what you came for because you knew it was going to be exciting. You knew it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. You knew Earth was only going to do this once. And you said, me, pick me. So this comes with it. Okay. So understand that and get with it and and like I said, you guys got to have fun with it. Stay in the moment. Make every day a fun day, because that's what we're here for, to have fun. And in the process of having fun, we're going to upgrade our planet. Do you hear me? Things are going to get lighter, better. I don't want to use the word easier, but more understandable as we go along through this path. So you guys stay on track to manifesting and creating the life you desire. That is paramount. You came here to be master manifestors, to learn and to experience how to manifest in this human place of being while you're here, because you can do it where you come from. All your other places you visit and be, you know how to be a manifestor, but coming here on Earth, whoo, this is a whole different ball game. So you said, I'm going to come and I'm going to see how to do it there. And that's what you're doing. So continue to do your work within yourself, and put yourself first in this process, so you can continue your evolution and your awareness and your contribution to the planet. Okay, you guys? All right. That's all I'm going to give you tonight. All of that information came pouring down to me yesterday, and I'm pouring it all out to you in as most cohesive way that I can, because it's all information is everywhere now. As I told you, it's not like before where it was a topic or an idea and share. Now it's like news bulletins or things coming from the council. I'm going to say the Council of Light, okay, because that's where it comes from. All right, you guys. If you don't follow me, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Discovering Your Inner Light. Look at my brain is freezing up. Facebook, Discovering Your Inner Light. TikTok, Discovering Your Inner Light. I'm all over the place, you guys. Monday nights here, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Thursday nights on Instagram at 9:00 p.m. for Thursday night live spiritual readings. And TikTok is growing so rapidly. I think I'm going to go live on TikTok on Tuesdays and call that TikTok Tuesdays. I haven't worked that out yet because I'm almost at the mark to be able to do that. This matrix is full of algorithms that you have to accomplish to be able to do something. That's how it's set up here on this planet. So I try to adhere to the directions. I'm in the matrix, but not of it. So when I start going live on TikTok, you may want to follow me there, so you'll be there just in case whenever that starts. But it is always a joy and a pleasure to act as a guide and a relayer of messages to you guys. I look forward to it. They're taking a little more out of me now because they're coming at rapid speed, and again, they're high vibrational. So I have to make sure I can get up to that vibration to meet the message, to bring it down here to us. And so that's a lot of energy, but it's okay. I'm getting myself physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally together so that I can continue to do what I do. I look forward to seeing those of you who will be participating in the live event on October 8th in Louisville, Kentucky. Can't wait. And then the rest of you, stay tuned, because that won't be the only place I go to. It's just the beginning, all right? My goal is to continue to promote social interaction here on the planet, okay? All right, until next time, you guys take care. Be good to yourself. And most of all, remember, you signed up to come here, so have fun. All right, I'll see you next time.